Sponsored by Flip Narrative. And remember, if you don't love your story, flip it. So in my last video, I told you guys that I was kind of in a slump for the past maybe like 3 to 6 months. I was definitely not as productive, not as motivated as I usually am. And it all really started from the time my daughter was born. I know a lot of people typically when they have a kid, they usually say they're like struck with this huge wave of, motivation, and they've never been like so motivated ever before in their life. And I understand how for some people that usually does happen. But for me, the majority of my life, I've been like a super motivated, hardworking person. And since my daughter was born, I realized that a lot of that motivation kind of started to like dwindle down. Found myself becoming a little more lazy, definitely way more emotional than I usually was. So I started to do some research on that, and I realized that for a lot of men, especially if you're like a married man, you're with your wife, y'all have that like super strong connection. For a lot of men, that their testosterone typically drops anywhere between like 30 to like 40%. Really quick Google search, it says, what happens if a man is low on testosterone? And it says, in addition to causing physical changes, having low levels of testosterone can affect you on an emotional level. The condition can lead to feelings of sadness or depression, and some people have trouble with memory and concentration and experience lowered motivation and self-confidence. Now, those are some of the things that I can absolutely 100% agree with, and things that I have experienced. So on this like new chapter of my YouTube channel, I used to speak from a very like level of expertise, and I can just kind of teach you guys as I go along. But in this new chapter, I'm definitely learning as I go, and I'm by no means like an expert in testosterone or health or like anything like that, fatherhood, and nothing like that. I'm just really trying to share my experience, more so like documenting my experience, and hopefully some of my experiences can actually help you guys out there as well. So to kind of get myself out of this rut that I've been in maybe the past just about 9 months. She's 9 months old now, and I can say I'm just the last month I've kind of like crept out of that like dark place. So I figured just sharing some of these tips will help you guys. I wrote down maybe like 5 or 6 things that I know for a fact actually helped, in no particular order, but I'm going to talk about it in the order of which I did it. And if you guys are stuck and in a rut, hopefully some of these tips can help you guys out as well. But like I said, this is going to be more of like a conversational thing. So if there's something that I mention or something that I don't mention, drop in the comments, let me know your thoughts. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the very first thing that I did was that I realized that my social circle and my overall network was very small. I'm one of those people, I'm an only child, and I tend to just keep a very small circle of friends, a very small circle of family around me. And for a long time, that was really just my lifestyle. But I realized that I was kind of yearning for that community aspect. So one of the first things that I did was really just try to become more social. And for some people, that can literally just mean spending some more time with friends and family, going out on some more date nights, like trying to connect with other people, whether you're on social media trying to connect with people in person, or just doing more Zoom conversations or whatever. But for me, the 2 steps that I really try to lean on to is to just joining organizations. So there's a couple like smaller organizations in my area that I decided to just join with. That way I can just connect with like-minded people, and just by going out to more events, just being more social, getting dressed, and just like feeling good about going out, that definitely helped my mood, my overall like motivation, everything. And I also became more involved with my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And just by doing things like that, being more social, just putting myself out there more, I realized that it was really helpful to just not necessarily have those conversations that like the type of deep high level conversations and like express myself to complete strangers to that degree, but really just going outside, really just getting some fresh air, putting on a fresh outfit, meeting new people, just talking about other things really was helpful for me, and it kind of just gave me some more perspective. And it was one of the earlier things that I did, and it was definitely more of like a snowball effect that really kind of helped me get out of this rut. So something else that helped me a great deal was just picking up some new hobbies, and it took me a while to kind of figure out some of the things that I actually wanted to get involved with. Before my daughter was born, I was just getting into boxing, and I was boxing for maybe 4 or 5 months, and I was really enjoying it. But since she was born, I just really, like I said, lost the motivation to start start going back to the gym, and I was really just getting tired of getting punched in the face, to be 100% honest with you guys. So I kind of just completely fell off with that hobby, and I ended up picking up golf just a few months ago. And I started by just going to the range, just getting practicing on my golf swing. Then I started to just connect with some more friends, and we just decided to just start going golfing at least once a week. And they're two of my good friends at this point. We whenever we go out, we talk golf, we talk about family, we grab a meal, and we usually make, you know, a good morning out of it. Especially since we're in Arizona right now and it's super hot, you kind of have to golf early as possible in the morning, because once it hits like 10-11 o'clock, it's already like 1:15. So during those times, it's really just a good time to just, like I said, talk about things outside of work, talk about family, talk about golfing, talk about sports, just other things, kind of bring in some more fulfillment, some more joy into your life. Because I know for me, I was living a very much so, like I said, it was getting kind of dark for me, and just, you know, connecting with other people, going outside did a really good thing for me. And it was one of those things that literally turned into not only just a hobby but another passion, because for me now, I'm starting to love golf. I find myself watching a ton of golf videos on like how to get better, and anytime we schedule a golf trip or anytime we schedule, you know, a game, to whether 9 holes or 18, I get super excited, and it's something to look forward to. So that's definitely something that you guys can consider as well. Just getting a hobby, you know, putting things on the calendar, things to look forward to, whether it's a trip, whether it's a date night, whether it's just, you know, some event that you've seen and you're actually interested in going into. Put some of those types of stuff on the calendar and just be more social, get out there. So the third thing that I did, and like I said, no particular order, but I know for me this was actually the third thing that I did, and that was actually just talking to a therapist. I actually decided to just go ahead and book a session with a therapist in my area. I never ended up going in person, so we did all of our meetings on Zoom. And the first 2 sessions, I'm not gonna say they were rough, but the first 2 sessions was kind of slow for me. It was good. I enjoyed it, but I feel like it wasn't until the 3rd and 4th session where I started to open up a little bit more, especially since we were able to build some more rapport. And I realized that she was giving me some really good helpful tips, and like just giving me some added perspective in the things that I was doing well, the things that I can actually improve upon. And it was really just good to talk to somebody else outside of just talking to my wife about any issues that I was dealing with at that time, because it's one of those things where as a man you can very well find yourself not talking to anyone, or you're only talking to your significant other, your wife, your partner, whatever, and just find yourself kind of like just unloading all of your, you know, negativity or your stress on them, and it could just be a lot for your partner. So just talking to a therapist gave me some more perspective, and it just allowed me to just speak freely, you know what I mean, without being judged, without feeling guilty or anything like that. So I know right now therapy, counseling, is mental health as a whole is one of those things that are just like a hot topic right now. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about how important it is. And like I said, this was one of the things that I did later down the road. Like I said, it's been 9 months since I've been kind of going through these ups and downs. It's one of those things that I was kind of pushing off, but I'm not going to force therapy and tell you guys to do it. Just something to consider. All the other things that I've did, it definitely did help, but definitely just consider doing, you know, talking to somebody else, just getting some more perspective, because for me, it took about 3 to 4 sessions until I really began to open up. But now I'm just starting to realize that that was one of the things that really helped me just kind of get unstuck and get out of this rut that I've been in for way too long. Another thing that I've done, and I won't spend too much time on this one, but it really has just been journaling. Now, this book right here, I thought this was actually like an actual book, but it's more of a journal. So you definitely write in here and you kind of just get some of your thoughts out. And the good thing about this book, this one is called The Ultimate Mental Health Journal, The Ultimate Mental Health Journal for Black Men. This one has been really good for me. My wife actually picked this one up for me off of Amazon, so I'll put the link in the description there just in case anybody's interested in picking up one of these. I even sent out one of these to one of my homies back in New York, just so that, you know, he can kind of gain some more perspective and you know, grab some tips out of this as well. But one of the things that I really do like about this journal, it does give you some space to write, but it also gives you some affirmations to kind of like, you know, tell yourself as you're feeling down, or, you know, even if you're not feeling down, it just gives some really good positive affirmations that I use periodically throughout my day, and it's made a ton of a difference. So if you guys are interested, check it out. Link will be in the description. And this has definitely been one of the more recent steps that I've been taking, one of the things that I've implemented recently, and this was literally just trying to build momentum within my day. Now, I actually should have actually started this video with this one, but if you guys are still watching, hit that like button. I definitely will appreciate it. But like I said, for me, this tip in the sense of just building momentum and starting small has been huge for me. So one thing that I told myself that I was going to start start doing was literally just working just 1 extra hour a day. And for me, I used to like really try to grind and try to do as much as possible in one day, and I usually would end my day pretty much feeling burnt out. But ever since I just implemented this just 1 extra hour rule, it's completely changed my mindset in the sense of just within that 1 hour, I'm working super hard in that hour and I feel like I'm getting a lot done. But not only that, once you build up that momentum, you find yourself working maybe an extra hour or maybe an extra 2 hours. And the thing is, after that, now not only have you knocked off a task that you said you were going to do, you put a little more work into it, and then it's almost like a reward at the end of the day, knowing that one, you tackled something that you said you were going to do, but then you like did a little extra, so you really knocked it out the park. And for me, that has done wonders for me. I've been super consistent in terms of work and family life and just getting more, just being overall productive. So that's definitely a really good tip that you guys can try. Literally just tell yourself 1 extra hour. And sometimes, some days it's literally just 1 extra hour, and then there's some days that I'm doing it and I end up doing maybe 1 or 2 additional hours. So it's a game changer for me, just starting small, building up momentum. And speaking on building momentum, when I say build momentum, you can start super small as brushing your teeth, super small as taking a shower, super small as starting to clean up the house or do your laundry or fold up or make your bed. Just knocking off simple small tasks literally just start to build up momentum. And for me, since I'm like a reseller out there, I resell full time, what I would do is like pack up orders, and sometimes that might build up the momentum. And from there, once I finish fulfilling all the orders, then I might start listing, or then I might play with Sage, or I might run to the store, or just do some small menial task, but it's just part of the day that kind of builds momentum. And for me, it's been a huge game changer. All right, y'all, so that's all I have for today's video, and these are just some of the tips that I used in order to kind of get unstuck and get out of this rut that I've been over the past few months. So like I said earlier, if there's any other tips that you guys may have, definitely drop that in the comment section below, because for me, like I said, I used to always do videos from like a level of expertise, but like I told you guys before, I'm literally just trying to document my journey, and I'm really just learning as I go. So if you guys got any helpful tips, drop it in the comment section. We can keep the conversation going, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.